Section 4 of The Birds of the Air by John Frost. Wood grouse, black grouse, partridge, wood pigeon, and carrier pigeon. The wood grouse, or cock of the wood. This bird, which is nearly the size of a turkey, often weighs 12 or 14 pounds, but the female is considerably smaller. The head and neck are ash-colored and crossed with black lines. The body and wings of a chestnut brown, and the breast is of a blackish glossy green. The female differs very much in her plumage. This bird is chiefly found in mountainous and wooded situations, though in summer he occasionally ventures from his retreats to make short depredations on the cornfields. While living in the recesses of the forest, he attaches himself principally to the oak and the pine tree, the cones of the latter serving him for food, and the branches affording him a habitation. He also feeds upon cranberries, ants, eggs, and insects, and his gizzard, like that of domestic fowls, contains a quantity of gravel, which is supposed to assist his powers of digestion. The wood grouse begins early to feel the genial influence of spring, and its courtship may be said to continue till the trees are entirely clothed with foliage and the forest is in full verdure. And as he now seems entirely deaf and insensible of danger, this is the time that sportsmen generally take to shoot him. Upon all other occasions he is the most timid and vigilant of birds. The black grouse. The black grouse is about 1 foot 10 inches in length and weighs nearly 4 pounds. The general color of the plumage is a rich black. Above each eye there is a dash of scarlet, and below the eye a spot of white. The neck and rump are of a glossy blue. The undertail coverts white. The lesser wing coverts brown, and the greater ones white. The wing is also barred with white. The feathers of the tail, when spread out, form a very singular curve on each side. The toes are toothed on the edges. The eyes are a deep blue and the bill black. These birds are common in cold countries. They frequent the northern parts of Scotland and feed on berries during the winter, and in summer on corn. They do not pair but assemble in flocks. The hen makes a careless nest on the ground and lays from 5 to 8 yellowish eggs freckled with brown. The partridge. This bird is about 13 inches in length. The general color of its plumage is brown and ash, elegantly mixed with black. Each feather is streaked down the middle with buff color. The sides of the head are tawny, the eyes are hazel, and under each eye there is a small saffron-colored spot. Between the eye and the ear is a naked skin of a bright scarlet, which is not very conspicuous in old birds. On the breast is a crescent of a deep chestnut color. The tail is short, the legs are of a greenish-white, and are furnished with a small knob behind. The bill is of a light brown. The female has no crescent on the breast, and her colors in general are not so distinct and bright as those of the male. Partridges are found principally in temperate climates, the extremes of heat and cold being unfavorable to them. Yet they exist in Greenland, where in winter their plumage becomes white, and they acquire a thick and warm down. In Sweden they burrow under the snow to shelter themselves from the cold. They are nowhere in greater plenty than in England, where in their season they contribute to the gratification of the epicure, their flesh being delicious. The wood pigeon. All the numerous and beautiful varieties of this tribe derive their origin from the stock dove, or wood pigeon, which is of a deep bluish ash color, the breast dashed with a fine changeable green and purple, the wings marked with 2 black bars, the back white, and the tail barred near the end with black. Such are the colors of the pigeon in its natural state, and from these simple tints the effects of domestication have produced a variety that words cannot describe, nor even fancy suggest. The stock dove usually builds in holes of rocks, or in excavated trees. Its murmuring note at morning and dusk is highly pleasing. The carrier pigeon. The carrier pigeon is distinguished from all others by a broad circle of naked white skin which surrounds the eyes, and by the color of the plumage, which is of a dark blue inclining to black. From their attachment to their native place, these birds are employed in several countries as the most expeditious carriers of letters, and formerly they were commonly used in conveying letters from place to place in time of war, and in case of sieges, when all other means of communication were intercepted, or cut off by the enemy. These birds have been known to fly at the rate of 72 miles in the space of 2 hours and a half. One of them will carry a letter from Babylon to Aleppo in 48 hours, though the journey generally occupies a man for 30 days. End of section 4, read by Elsie Selwyn.